how Islam came to Italy and why Italians are accepting it and the real problems Muslims face. What if I told you that Islam is not new to Italy? That centuries before modern Europe even existed, Muslims had already stepped onto Italian soil, built communities, influenced culture, and left behind a legacy that still exists today? And now in modern times, something unexpected is happening again. More and more Italians are exploring Islam, questioning their beliefs, and in many cases, accepting it. But behind this growth, there is another side of the story. A reality filled with challenges, misunderstandings, and struggles that Muslims in Italy face every single day. So what is the truth? How did Islam really come to Italy? Why are Italians accepting it today, and what problems do Muslims actually face? This is not just history. This is a story of identity, faith, and the future of Europe. The arrival of Islam in Italy. To understand Islam in Italy today, we must go back over 1,300 years. Early contact. Islam first reached Italy not through mass migration, but through trade, exploration, and contact. During the 7th and 8th centuries, Muslim traders from North Africa and the Middle East were already interacting with southern Europe. Ports in southern Italy became points of contact, where ideas, culture, and religion slowly began to spread. But this was just the beginning. The turning point, Muslim presence in southern Italy. In the 9th century, something major happened. Muslim forces, particularly from North Africa, entered parts of southern Italy. One of the most significant moments came when Muslims established control over Sicily. For nearly 200 years, Sicily became a center of Islamic civilization in Europe. And this was not just about rule. It was about transformation. Islamic golden influence in Sicily. Under Muslim rule, Sicily flourished. Agriculture improved with advanced irrigation systems. New crops like oranges, lemons, rice, and sugarcane were introduced. Science, mathematics, and architecture developed rapidly. Cities became more organized, more advanced, and more intellectual. Arabic became a language of knowledge. And most importantly, different communities, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, coexisted in many areas. This period is often seen as one of the most progressive and advanced phases in Sicily's history. Cultural impact that still exists today. Even though Muslim political rule eventually ended, the impact of Islam never fully disappeared. Today, in parts of southern Italy, especially Sicily, you can still find Arabic-influenced words in the language, architectural styles inspired by Islamic design, agricultural systems that originated from Muslim innovations. This proves something important. Islam was not foreign to Italy, it was part of its history. The decline, what changed? By the 11th century, Muslim rule in Sicily came to an end after the Norman conquest. Gradually, Muslim populations declined. Some converted, some migrated, and others were pushed out over time. As Europe entered a more religiously divided era, Islam slowly disappeared from Italy's visible identity. For centuries, Islam in Italy became almost invisible. Transition from history to modern times. But history has a way of repeating itself. After centuries of silence, Islam began to return to Italy, but in a completely different way. Not through conquest, not through empire, but through migration, globalization, and personal choice. Modern era. The return of Islam to Italy. Fast forward to the late 20th century. Italy started experiencing immigration from North Africa, South Asia, the Middle East. Workers, students, and families began settling in Italian cities. With them came Islam. Mosques started appearing. Halal food businesses opened. Communities began forming. And slowly, Islam became visible again. Growth of Muslim population. Today, Italy is home to over 2 million Muslims. This includes immigrants, second-generation Muslims, and increasingly native Italians who have accepted Islam. Yes, one of the most interesting developments is this. Islam is not just growing through migration, but through conversion. This raises an important question. Why would someone raised in a predominantly Christian or secular society choose Islam? The answers are complex. Some are searching for purpose. Some are drawn to discipline and structure. Others are inspired by Islamic values like modesty, family, and spirituality. But this is only part of the story. A reality check. Challenges begin to emerge. As Islam grows in Italy, so do tensions. Misunderstandings about Islam, media narratives, cultural differences, all of these create challenges for Muslims living there. And for converts, the journey can be even more difficult. So now we know, Islam in Italy is not new. It has deep historical roots and a growing modern presence. But the real story is just beginning. Why are Italians truly accepting Islam today? What struggles do Muslims face in Italian society? And what does the future of Islam in Italy really look like? Why are Italians accepting Islam? So the question remains, why are more and more Italians turning towards Islam? This is not a simple answer, it's a combination of spiritual, social, and personal reasons. 1. Search for purpose in a modern world. In today's Italy, like much of Europe, many people feel disconnected from religion. Traditional beliefs are declining. Church attendance is decreasing, and a growing number of people identify as non-religious. But the human need for purpose never disappears. This is where Islam enters the conversation. Islam provides a clear belief system, a direct connection with God, a structured way of life. For many Italians, this clarity feels powerful. They are not just looking for a religion, they are looking for meaning. 2. Simplicity and discipline of Islam. Another major reason is the simplicity of Islamic teachings. In Islam, there is only one God. Worship is direct, no intermediaries. Daily prayers create discipline. Fasting builds self-control. Charity builds social responsibility. For many converts, this structure brings peace to a chaotic life. It gives them direction, balance, and inner stability. R3. The role of women and modesty. Interestingly, a significant number of Italian converts are women. Many of them say something unexpected. They feel more respected and empowered in Islam. In a society where appearance is often overemphasized, Islam offers modesty as a form of dignity. The concept of hijab, often misunderstood, is seen by some women as protection, identity, spiritual strength, community, and brotherhood. Another powerful factor is the sense of community. Many Italians who convert to Islam say they finally feel like they belong somewhere. Muslim communities often provide support, brotherhood, shared values, a strong sense of unity. In an increasingly individualistic society, this connection feels rare and valuable. 5. Social media and information access. Today, information is everywhere. People are no longer dependent on traditional media. Through YouTube, social media, online lectures, many Italians are learning about Islam directly. They are hearing real voices, real stories, and real explanations. This removes fear and replaces it with understanding. The real problems Muslims face in Italy. But this is only one side of the story. Because as Islam grows, Muslims in Italy also face serious challenges. 1. Islamophobia and misunderstanding. One of the biggest issues is misunderstanding. Many people still associate Islam with extremism, violence, cultural threat. These ideas are often shaped by media narratives, not real-life experiences. As a result, Muslims sometimes face discrimination, suspicion, social exclusion. Even simple things like wearing hijab can become difficult in public spaces. 2. Lack of official mosques. Surprisingly, Italy has very few officially recognized mosques. Many Muslims are forced to pray in small rented spaces, garages, temporary buildings. This creates both practical and social challenges. It also limits religious education, community growth, public understanding of Islam. 3. Legal and political pressure. In some cases, Islam becomes a political topic. Debates around immigration, religious freedom, cultural identity often place Muslims under pressure. Policies can sometimes make it harder to build mosques, practice religion freely, integrate into society. 4. Identity. Struggles for young Muslims. Second-generation Muslims born and raised in Italy often face a deep identity struggle. They ask themselves, am I Italian or am I something else? They are caught between their cultural roots and the society they live in. This can create confusion and sometimes isolation. Challenges for converts. For Italian converts, the journey can be even more difficult. Many face family rejection, social pressure, misunderstanding from friends. Some are forced to choose between their beliefs and their relationships. This makes their journey emotional and sometimes painful. The future of Islam in Italy. So what does the future look like? Islam in Italy is likely to continue growing. But the real question is not growth. It is integration. The future depends on mutual understanding, education, dialogue. If people focus on fear, divisions will increase. But if people focus on truth, coexistence is possible. Islam in Italy is not just a story of religion. It is a story of history returning, people searching, and identities evolving. It is a story of challenges, but also of resilience, of misunderstanding, but also of truth. And most importantly, It is a reminder that faith will always find its way into the hearts of those who are searching for it. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful content. And don't forget to comment your thoughts below.